Hey, welcome to Be That, Create That, the podcast where we teach women in leadership to step confidently into their next level in career and life, using some intentional action steps so that they can be who they admire and create what they desire. I'm Trian Top. I'm a leadership performance coach, inspired working with women in areas of all leadership and personal development. A true personal development junkie because I have seen the shifts that have happened in my life and in the lives of my clients and teams with these types of tools applied. I believe happiness equals progress and fulfillment is then the result. So I know with small intentional actions in leading ourselves every day, we can make the impact we'd like to see in the world around us through leadership and influence. In this podcast, you're going to hear everyday leadership lessons from my clients, my teams, or my own experiences that have improved communication, culture, collaboration, ultimately creating a ripple effect throughout our networks. So let's get started and let's get intentional. Hey, so glad to have you back to the channel. Today, we're going to actually talk about mentorship and why mentorship matters. The fact that it can have a great impact on our next generation and really getting them towards success. But when you think about who did you have as a mentor? It wasn't just about sharing knowledge and skills. It was more about inspiring you with stories, empowering you as an individual to reach your potential. So today we're going to maybe think about and discuss why mentorship is so crucial and how today it can really make a significant difference in someone else's life. So first we want to think about mentorship as a really powerful tool, right? We can help individuals learn, grow, achieve their goals. We can help them even create goals. It blows my mind how many people are either intimidated by the word goal or they just have none written down or none in their face, really showing them what it is that they're focusing on and going for their next level or their next step. So it's really crucial for this younger generation who are just starting to get into their new way of life that a mentor can provide some sort of guidance, some sort of support, some sort of advice, helping them make some better decisions. Because if you're like me, those couple years into college, I made some really costly mistakes, not only trying to figure out my leadership style as I started in a shift supervisor role, but personally, in some of my relationships. And I was very, very driven. So I was a workaholic at an early age. And it was like a constant chase rather than really taking in the lessons I was learning from the different positions that I was working and then like trying to be a better leader because of those lessons. But also, I had no idea what I wanted for myself. I feel like every year of college, it changed, where I saw myself 5 years from now, where I saw myself even 3 years from now. And I was lucky enough to have a mentor early on who was actually one of my managers at one of my very first jobs. And I was really able to bounce ideas off of him. I was able to share my feelings about some of the things that I had going on personally and professionally, where I was at in college, what I wanted from life. And it was so nice to have someone who could listen and also allow me to make some of those decisions on my own while I was talking them through out loud. But they were also able to give me some valuable insights and experience and really just kind of sharing their knowledge and wisdom that helped them succeed or what they learned when they weren't succeeding, right? So a mentor can provide like a fresh perspective and really be that sounding board for ideas, offering a little bit of constructive criticism and feedback, or they can be there to listen and share their skills and their knowledge and allow you to come to that place where you're listening to your gut and you're making those decisions for yourself. But ultimately, they're helping you as an individual improve your skills and abilities, start to have some confidence in your decision making, and help you work through what it is that you're trying to achieve. That type of mentorship is also really, I feel like, building that self-confidence and self-esteem, which our self-confidence is basically the trust that we have in making our own decisions and our own actions. So these are critical components of success. These are critical things that we need for our goal setting. Because if we just set a goal, if we don't have that individual belief in ourselves, we're pretty much subconsciously saying, I don't think I'm going to achieve it anyway. I'm just writing it down because I know I need to write down a goal. If I have that self-belief, I have that goal, and then I reverse engineer it, right? What steps do I need to fill in the gap from where I'm at right now to where I want to be when this goal comes to its end result? And sometimes that mentor can be not only that source of motivation and encouragement to really push us, but even better to do a call or a check-in or an email check-in or a message check-in that just says, hey, I know this was a goal that you had on your plate. Where are you at with that? What step are you on? These are the steps or the actions that you said that you were going to take. Is there anything that I can do to support you? In addition, we want to remember that mentorship really helps create a support and a nurturing environment that some of these people that are coming into the workforce are lacking that positive network around them. They're constantly comparing themselves to other people, and we want to help them really understand and foster their own personal growth and development. That's going to create some space where individuals can learn, they can experiment, they can grow without that feel of failure and then putting themselves into comparison mode. So when you think about if you did or if you did not have a mentor when you were beginning in your career, what could you do? What could you do differently for someone else that maybe is on your team or in your network, or maybe a colleague's kid that's going into the workforce? I mean, there's so many opportunities for us out there to mentor. And the cool thing about it is the more that we strive for that continuous improvement, the more we learn, the more we grow. And I don't know about you, but I get real fired up when I learn something new, whether it's a resource or it's a tool or it's a way of doing something, a way of communicating. You know, the newer generation that's coming into the workforce, we want to make sure that we as leaders understand how to work best for them. And I think that this mentorship philosophy and taking that into action is really the best way for not only us to learn from what they're bringing into the workforce, but really to help guide them while still giving them that room to grow and show up as an individual. And that's really important because we don't have enough of that in our workforces. I feel like some days I have part of the team just kind of waiting for me to tell them what to do and what's next. And with mentorship, we can learn really to empower those people to think for themselves, hey, what's next? Or what do I want to contribute? Or could I make this place different than what it is right now? What would I offer or bring to the table? We're giving them that space for creativity that ultimately is going to not only build relationships with them so that we have some long-term loyalty, but it's also going to build our business. Now, this is whether it's online or within the four walls. Allow your mentorship to guide them to be creative and individual, but also how can they be professional and really believe in their own personal growth and development so that they can become an even more successful piece of the team. So, today talking about mentorship makes me really go back to my early days of being in the workforce and how much I appreciated having that person. So if you did or you did not, what would you have wanted from that? What would you have wanted differently if you did? So the mentorship is really a vital aspect of our personal development. I feel like it's offering guidance, support, motivation, really helping individuals to achieve their goals and reach their potential, but ultimately that it's helping our teams and our businesses. Mentorship can really help in creating that positive, nurturing environment that you want for your workforce. That's really after growth and success, because we know when we grow as individuals, our team and our business is going to grow as well. So if you have the opportunity to be a mentor or to be mentored, I really encourage you, don't hesitate. Take the step. You could make a really significant impact on someone's life. but ultimately, you're also really making a great impact on your own. So maybe the first step for you, here's your homework, is write down a list of people that you already have in your network that you could reach out to do a short-term mentorship. Maybe there's some questions that you'd like to ask them about their success or their business. And on the other side of that, maybe write yourself a list of people or an ideal person that you feel like you could mentor. And where could you find somebody like that? Because once you help somebody else next level, you can't help but next level yourself. And that is really exciting. So get intentional with this. And if you want, you can always leave a review or send a message in the podcast. And you can let us know maybe how this worked for you or what were you looking for in a mentorship or in someone to mentor yourself. Hey guys, Trian here, back again. Just a thank you to being part of our podcast. We are loving all the reviews that we're getting, the messages that we're getting that are showing that the content is exactly what you need to be showing up as your authentic leadership self and for your teams and your business. Remember, we are also over on Facebook in the Female Leader Headquarters, and you can join us over there to continue the conversation about how we can lead our teams and start by leading ourselves. We'd love to connect with you over there. We're also on Instagram at TreeOnTop, and you can find us on TikTok at TreeOnTop. We'll talk to you soon.